the most important part of the evening. It gives me great pleasure. It's actually an honor for me to welcome to the podium my friend and yours and a great human being, Archbishop Gabriele Caccia, the permanent observer of the Holy See to the United Nations and the president of the Path to Peace Foundation. Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. I hope you are enjoying this meeting, this dinner, and the conversation. But I will say very few words to introduce the really important speech of the Secretary General. So I start officially now. Mr. Secretary General, Supreme Knight, colleagues of the Diplomatic Corps, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, it gives me great joy to be able to welcome you tonight to the Path to Peace Gala dinner. What a coincidence. It was exactly 2 years ago today that Pope Francis appointed me as the 7th permanent observer of the Holy See to the United Nations. As I reach out to my friend Archbishop Barney Auza and my other predecessors for their insight in anticipation of the move, they informed me that one of the sweet duties I was assuming was to become the president of the Path to Peace Foundation and to host its annual gala dinner. Their love for this night made me eager for this event. Little did I know that my first gala would be delayed 3 times because of the pandemic. Tonight's gala, however, has been certainly worth the wait because of the man we have the privilege to honor with the Path to Peace Award, His Excellency, Mr. António Guterres. We were originally intending to present this award in 2020 during the celebration of the 75th anniversary of the foundation of the United Nations, in gratitude for his work in leading the UN in its persevering efforts to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, as the first words of the UN Charter proclaim. We also were grateful and inspired by his meeting with Pope Francis and their joint statement on building a peaceful, just, and human society delivered just before Christmas in 2019, showing the compatibility of peace announced by the gospel with the peace the peoples of the world seek. That collaboration between the Holy Father and the Secretary General has only grown since, as their voices join in unison in calling for a global ceasefire during the pandemic, so that the energies of the world could be dedicating to fighting against COVID than against brothers and sisters. Now, as a good diplomat, I have to reveal some secret. The Path to Peace Foundation, however, has wanted to honor His Excellency with this award from even before his tenure as Secretary General. Back in 2015, on account of his even then decades of untiring efforts to promote peace as UN High Commissioner for Refugees during the worst refugee crisis facing the globe since World War II, and on account of his work as Prime Minister of Portugal in helping to resolve the conflict in East Timor, and in account of his endeavors even as a university student working with Catholic Action to bring peace to impoverished areas of Lisbon. The Path to Peace Foundation informed him, 2015, that he would like to present him with the 2015 Path to Peace Award. He said that he would be delighted to receive it, but that he needed to check first with the UN Office of Legal Affairs to find out if it was possible for the High Commissioner to receive such an honor. It turned out it wasn't. So the Path to Peace resolved to wait until his tenure as High Commissioner was over to ask him again. Little did we know then that his lifetime work as a peacekeeper, peacemaker, peace builder would only grow with his election and, as June 18 this year, his re-election as the 19th Secretary General of the United Nations. When Pope St. Paul VI, who first visited the United Nations and established the permanent observer mission of the Holy See, addressed the General Assembly in 1965, he said to then the Secretary General Hutant, the representative of the nations of the world, as well as those involved in every dimensions of the United Nations labor, and I quote, "You have performed and continue to perform a great work, the education of mankind in the ways of peace. The United Nations is the great school where that education is imparted. And we are today in the assembly hall of that school. Everyone taking his place here becomes a pupil and also a teacher in the art of building peace. When you leave this hall, the world looks upon you as the architects and builder of peace. You labor in this great construction." End of quote. The United Nations remains a great school of peace, and you, Mr. Secretary General, are the able and inspiring chancellor of that university, as well as a tireless student, teacher, architect, and artisans of peace globally. In a world that is desperate for peace and for peacemakers, you are an answer to prayers of humanity and the anguished cries of the voiceless and beleaguered. In lieu of the monetary award that normally accompanies this honor, the Path to Peace Foundation will be making gifts to two charities that you yourself are personally nominated. The Holy Family Hospital of Bethlehem Foundation, as you see, there are many supporters of that foundation here tonight. And the Daughters of Charity Center of Nutrition in Cité Soleil, Haiti. Yeah. By the way, those who would like to magnify these gifts in honor of the Secretary General are able to do so via the websites of the Holy See Mission and the Path to Peace Foundation, which are found on the back cover of your program. Mr. Secretary General, in the Sermon of the Mount, Jesus said, "Blessed are the peacemakers." Tonight, we ask him to bless you, your wife, Katerina Vash Pinto, and your family as you persevere to lead the world in the path of peace. And we ask him, through your efforts, to bless always and everywhere we, the peoples of the United Nations. It gives me great joy to present to you the 2021 Path to Peace Award.